The wet season continues for Trinidad and Tobago. Obviously, we saw some reminders of that, and also the issuing of that adverse severe weather warning. So basically, in terms of the adverse weather, it was between noon and 4 p.m. It has expired, with a possibility therefore of street or flash flooding, landslides, especially for northern and western parts of Trinidad. But the rains are still there, so even though we'll likely still see some settling of the conditions overnight, possibility of more rains, it will likely come through on Tuesday. Bearing in mind that it is the wet season, you're likely to see some heavy, violent rainfall at times in between that hot and the humid weather, and obviously we still have several months of that left to run. So for those of you for Trinidad and Tobago, still occasional cloudiness and showers expected as you go through your night into the morning, looking at most of those heavier bursts, especially through your morning and into the afternoon. So it seems as though like you see damp conditions for the holiday, especially for Tobago. And in between those showers, you could be seeing some gusty winds, as well as a possibility of some street or flash flooding as you go through the afternoon. So be mindful about that as you head about your business through Tuesday, and especially along the hillsides of the northern range, you'll likely see still some of those heavy bursts moving their way from the east into western areas of Trinidad. So for Diego Martin down towards Port of Spain, still the occasional thunder shower expected to erupt as you go through your morning and then into the afternoon. For central and the southern areas as well, a cloudy, damp start for many of you through San Fernando and Point Fortin. The possibility of showers turning heavy and thundery still exists, especially once you go through the middle of the day. Daytime heating will likely kick off some of those heavier bursts. Temperature-wise, looking at possibly no higher than 30 degrees Celsius across Trinidad and Tobago. From midweek, we'll continue to see some moisture, but most of that should begin to fade by the time we get to Thursday, and a lot more sunshine is expected from Friday, with a ridge of high pressure building at least briefly to head into the weekend. Now, for fisherfolk and mariners heading out, look for those east to southeasterly winds following that tropical wave. Wind waves of 2 meters through the Caribbean and the Atlantic, a moderate chop with east-northeast to the swells of 8 seconds, but be mindful still of those gusty winds, especially in those showers offshore, which could turn heavy or thundery. Now, for the rest of the Caribbean, they've also been affected by that tropical wave. A lot of that moisture, especially across the eastern area. But for the western part, the Greater Antilles, we only have one tropical wave passing south of Hispaniola. I'd like you to bring some showers there as you go through Tuesday in towards Kingston as well. Now, for the Eastern Caribbean, most of the showers will continue from Dominica coming down to St. Lucia. There's a pulse of moisture coming around, so we could be seeing some of that affecting the Windward Islands as they go through their Tuesday, as well as for Barbados and St. Vincent, possibility of some heavy showers here, and then showers all the way down into Guyana as well, bearing in mind that Guyana is in their wet season. So for tomorrow then, looking for still some showery spells and the thunder possibly rumbling as well. So that's your weather, and that's it from me.